My name is Joe Yeakley. I'm from Lindale, Texas, and I was a funeral director in Lindale and a volunteer fireman. On January the 17th, 2014, my life and the life of my family was forever changed. A little after midnight, my fire department pager went off with a report of a structure fire just outside the city of Lindale. I responded to the station, was on the first engine out. We arrived at the fire. My partner and I made a decision to go into the garage area to try to extinguish the fire and to try to put the fire back and save as much of the homeowner's belongings in the home as we possibly could. We weren't in the garage very long at all when the roof and the attic and everything collapsed, trapping me inside. I was trapped for just a little over 4 minutes. I don't remember a lot of the time that I was trapped. I do remember waking up or regaining consciousness and being trapped on the floor. And I knew that I had to try to get out. So everyone on the fire field started looking for me and trying to find me. I don't remember any of that. I just remember waking up on the ground, surrounded by firemen, all taking my bunker gear and my air pack and everything off. The next thing I remember was being loaded into the ambulance and recognizing the paramedic that was a friend of mine that was going to be taking care of me. I was fortunate I didn't have any inhalation injuries, but I did have third-degree burns over 55% of my body. It wasn't until the 98th day that I woke up and began the grueling task of trying to figure out what had happened to me and where I was. Denise, my wife, and our daughter Nicole started telling me what had happened. I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit up, I couldn't speak. It was a scary time in my life of how am I ever going to be able to function again? How am I ever going to be able to walk or do anything? The first question my therapist asked me was what my goals were, and I told him I wanted to be able to run again. He looked me over, had me walk a few steps, and very honestly told me, that's going to take a lot of work. First, we're going to teach you how to correctly walk again before we can ever run again. To which I told him, well, let's get started, because that's what I want. That's my goal. That's what I want to do, is to be able to run again. Anytime Fitness has played a huge part in my recovery. Dana Crenshaw, my trainer, has just been totally awesome. Dana would drive an hour and a half to Dallas one day a week to work out with me in the hotel so that I could get extra physical therapy training. My doctor had met Dana, and she told me if I would commit to coming to Anytime every day and working with Anytime and Dana, that she would allow me to quit the medical facility training and just do my training at Anytime, which I gladly agreed to do. To me, Anytime is not necessarily just a gym. The feel when you walk in the door at the Anytime facility is just a totally different feeling. The group that I work out with, they were with me from the time the accident happened and still are today. We encourage each other to work hard, to work harder, to get stronger. It's a family, and a family that we all love each other and care about each other. I shouldn't have lived through the accident. I shouldn't have lived through the burn injury that I had. And it's only by the grace of God that I did, and the millions of prayers that were lifted up for me by the community. The incident has obviously changed my life in several ways. Since the accident, things aren't easy. It's more difficult to do things. Because I lost my fingers, I've had to learn how to overcome some adversities in my life. And that was one of the things that really touched me most about Anytime, is right after my injury, the previous owner of the gym came up to me and just told me how much it meant to him that I was back in the gym and I was back working out. And then went on to tell me, if there's anything you need, any special equipment, any adaptive equipment, you let me know and we'll make it happen. And that meant a lot. That meant the world to me, that he cared about me. Even though there's hundreds of members to this gym, he cared about Joe. After the accident, had it not been for Dana and then for my Anytime family, I would have probably just sat at home, felt sorry for myself, and would not have been able to do the things that I am able to do now. I'm able to run now, I'm able to mow my own yard, I'm able to do nearly anything I want to do. I want to be able to lift the weight and do the things that I was doing prior to my accident. And because of Dana, Anytime, and my 6 a.m. boot camp group, I think I'm going to be able to accomplish that goal. Anybody can sit at home and watch TV and sit in the chair, but it takes a little effort to get up and to spend an hour of your day working out and getting stronger. But the benefits are way worth the effort to get here. I've had people come up to me in the gym and say that what a motivation I am to them to keep working, to keep trying, to keep moving on. I don't know that I've motivated anyone. I think the people have been a motivation to me as much as I have to them, but I hope that I have in some way touched somebody's life.